What's up, fellow citizens of the world? Jordan Patrick here, and welcome to my channel. I am joined today by a good friend.
Hello, I'm Kate over here, guys.
And she is an American friend that's also living in France right now. And today, we thought we would play a little game as to who does it better, France or the US. And so I'm going to list a couple topics, and we choose America or France.
Oh,
so, on y va, c'est parti. Guys, so we're gonna start with the food section. So we all love food, right?
Yes.
Okay, so when it comes to breakfast, do we choose an all-American breakfast or a pain au chocolat or croissant? So think about it.
Ready? 1,
2, 3.
USA.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm using some little peanut butter M&Ms because I don't have a flag, so this is my USA.
The all-American breakfast, for those of you who don't know, it's with sausage, eggs, pancakes,
hash browns.
It's so hearty. It's like you don't need to eat until dinner time after that, but
I definitely miss like good American breakfast. That's all the way.
I mean, I can't get through a whole day just with
croissants.
I'm like,
The next one is fitting because I'm not much of a coffee drinker, but American coffee or espresso. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Espresso!
Espresso,
You're an
all the
espresso
way.
as well.
Alright guys, quick quiz. Which flag is the correct French flag? We'll reveal the answer next question.
I think it's so much better.
Oh yeah, like the taste, like you actually have all the aromas and everything, and American coffee is so watered down.
Exactly. Even as not a huge coffee drinker, I would much rather have an espresso after a lunch than go get like a big American watered down coffee.
Oh yeah, so much a part of the culture here is to have your afternoon coffee break with your colleagues, and it's just a part of the culture, and I love it. So this next one is kind of difficult, but it's either chain restaurant or a petit resto indépendant.
Yeah, like your corner restaurant.
1, 2, 3.
Yes, your local restaurant.
Oh no, mine is not.
Yeah.
Mine.
I'm like, we're the same. Oh wait, I did the wrong one.
Okay, so
local restaurant.
Okay. When we reveal the answer, write down in the comments below if you got it correct, and you get 5 doll hairs. So we have a different opinion on this one, because what I like about chain restaurants is that you could be anywhere in the US and you pass something that you recognize and you know that the quality is good, and it's just like, you know the kind of quality that you're going to get going to this chain place. And in France, you don't have a ton of chain restaurants like we have in the US.
I completely agree with you on that one, and I will never like dog on chain restaurants because I love them, and it's one of the first things I go back and eat at like my favorite restaurants, my favorite chain restaurants in the US. But I went with the local restaurants because of the supporting small businesses that we're in right now, that I figured we gotta support those corner restaurants right now. So
that's true.
So
and you know what I just realized? This is a Netherlands. Ta-da! Did you get it right?
Oh my god!
Like, I just noticed it now.
Oh my god, I didn't even notice. Holy shit.
Maybe we can make it funny. Okay guys, so we had a little technical difficulty, but we fixed the problem. So
French flag is back!
We're all good now.
Okay, the next one is barbecue or filet mignon.
Okay, I have like a very...
Easy for me to do.
Yeah, this was super easy.
1, 2, 3. Barbecue!
Oh yeah, barbecue steak all the way. Filet mignon, it's a reason why it's mignon. It's because it's too thin. It's so thin.
Too small.
And it's like you don't get full at all. So definitely American barbecue.
Barbecue's so good.
Okay, so this next one is American mustard or MOUTARD DIJON. So Dijon mustard.
I'm not hesitating for a second.
Me neither. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
French. Oh my
Dijon.
god, so good.
I love it.
I do too. And seriously, like the yellow mustard we have in the States is gross, you guys, compared to this.
It's so funny because one of my first meals, okay, this is kind of sad, but when I was just visiting Paris 7 years ago, I went to McDonald's because I was on a budget, and I ordered just a random sandwich, and it had Dijon mustard, and I was totally taken by surprise for an American to have a spicy mustard on just a normal burger, and I was like, it like really cleans out your nasal and everything.
I put it on everything.
But now I love it, and I couldn't get enough of it, so.
Okay, this is a tricky one. Donuts or les pâtisseries. So all the tiny little cakes that you can find in France.
All the, like a boulangerie with the pastries and...
Yeah.
This one's hard.
You ready?
No, but let's do it.
1, 2, 3.
I can't choose.
No
I can't choose. They're both so good.
They're super good. But the thing for me is like a donut. I mean, I love donuts. But I think the patisserie in a French bakery, there's like so much work that's gone into making it. And like there's like all this like craft behind it.
Well, also because it depends on the donuts, right? Because some donuts are not so good. And
oh
then...
my god, but Krispy Kreme donuts, I would die for
see,
a Krispy Kreme
it's
donut
like...
right now.
And you don't really see donuts in France. Or
No.
Not that I've seen.
No, and if you do, they're like filled ones. They're like beignets. So it's like one of like a jelly filled or something. Well, that's more in the US, jelly filled. But like
or
it's
chocolate
filled. Yeah.
With Nutella.
Oh.
The Nutella...
Yes, filled donut, beignet.
Yeah, that was hard for me to choose, but based on effort and everything, like, okay, we have to go with the
Give France
patisserie.
the win.
So this next one, well, I don't want to call it delicacy for America to have, like, burger be a delicacy, but burger or duck, because duck is a huge common thing that we eat a lot in France, and so, well, for me, it's pretty easy.
Easy. 1, 2, 3. Burger!
Oh, see,
we're the same on these. You're really duck.
I love duck so much, and my favorite restaurant in Paris, it's like I go there for my birthday each year, and pavé du canard, sauce roquefort, oh, c'est top.
So I just have a problem eating duck because I think of the ducks. Like I have a real issue with the fact that like, you know, like, oh, look at the cute ducks, we're gonna feed their babies, and then bam, then I'm gonna eat them. So that's really, I just have a psychological thing about it. So I don't end up eating duck very often, but I would agree with you that it's very good if you know, you get past the duck.
Yeah.
All right, pancakes or crepe. You may think that they're the same thing, but they are not. And this one is very easy for me.
Me too.
1, 2, 3. Pancakes!
Pancakes. Big fluffy pancakes.
I mean, who doesn't love a crepe too? Crepes are great. But pancakes really, really hit the spot.
Yeah, and they're like more filling, and then you could add things to it. I put peanut butter on my pancakes with syrup, and so good.
Bacon.
That is feel-good food. Okay, so this next one, it's kind of along the lines of food related because you do eat at these things and you do drink as well. So, American kickback or French apéro? This one's pretty easy, I think.
I don't know if we'll have the same one.
Oh, okay. Well, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Okay.
French apéros are so much more classy and they really take their time.
No, and I hate saying this because it makes me feel old, but since having a baby, it's just like I don't want to go to the kickback style as much as I just want like relax and have a couple glasses of wine, chat with friends, eat, and then like go home at a reasonable time and be able to wake up. So I mean, I loved the kickbacks in college and in my 20s, early mid-20s.
Yeah, I think it's like once we get to a certain time, it's like, it doesn't interest me as much anymore.
We're too old. Yeah. We're giving our age away.
Do the honors.
I'm going to talk about this one because I am a massive, massive pizza fan. So, deep dish, Chicago-style pizza, or thin crust European pizza. I know.
Okay, I feel like you're going to have like a huge opinion on this one.
I do. And 1, 2, 3. So, I gave both, but I put the American a bit higher. So, you just did American.
Yeah.
I love deep dish.
Me too.
You have to, the thing is I know there are pizza eaters out there that don't like eating the crust. So that's a whole nother story. I like the crust already.
Yeah,
so
same.
I love when there's like a super deep dish, like big crust, lots of it. I mean, I'll eat thin style, no problem. I eat anything. I eat like the €2 pizza on the street. But I don't discriminate. But I'm just a big deep dish fan. It's so good.
Actually, like the best pizza I've ever had was in Rome, but it wasn't at a restaurant. It was street pizza. Like they folded it up. They had this rectangle. They fold it up and you eat it like a sandwich, and
it's amazing.
It was delicious, and the crust was like fluffy and like just flaky. And
I mean, I love all pizza. I gave them both a hand up.
All right, so we're going to now change topics, change subjects, and we're going to talk about transportation because that's pretty different between the States and France. So for the first one, has to do with driving. So automatic car or boîte manuelle, so stick shift.
I know which one.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Automatic.
Manual. So I had to do my French driver's license here, and it was such a struggle to do because I had to repass le code de la route and then do the driving lessons and pass the test. It took me like 5 times to pass, and just driving in general in Europe is so complicated with all the small little routes and everything. And I would say that now I think it's more fun to drive with a stick shift.
I'm not someone who drives super fast, and I don't like envision being a race car driver, so I don't like need to like gear up and like just like room past everyone. I'm very calm, you know, slow, so I'm fine with it automatic. And I think with the amount of like traffic and stop and go that we have here, and like the côte, like the amount of like hills and stuff. I mean, I come from the Midwest, everything's flat. You come here, it doesn't stay flat for very long. So big difference. Would you prefer driving all the time like in the US, or taking all of the fabulous public transportation that they have here in France? I know.
I feel like I can tell your answer based on the way that you just explained that. Yeah, I'm ready, and it's pretty easy.
And 1, 2, 3. Public transportation, it's amazing! I have done so many videos about public transportation in France because it's so great. Like the fast like trains. I mean, you can go from one end of France to the other in like 3 hours. It's so convenient, and it's so nice not having to drive everywhere that I go. Even just using my feet, like just walking.
Yeah, I mean, it's so great that you can travel to a new country in Europe and you don't have to worry about getting a car, because from the airport, usually you'll have some sort of shuttle system to get you to the center of town, and then you can get everywhere either on foot, biking, or taking the metro. Buses go everywhere, so you can travel anywhere and not need a car. So that's great.
The U.S. has great public transportation in certain certain cities, like big cities. If you're in like New York, or you're in Boston, or in Seattle, like there are options.
Because you can't just all the time go from the airport in the U.S. to the center of town, even in those cities that have. I mean, some of them, like New York is pretty well adjusted to public transportation. So this next one, in the States, we love our big, massive trucks. Here, they prefer the small, little, tiny cars to go around the city. So which one do you prefer? 1, 2, 3.
I actually, like in France, I prefer a mini car for sure, because everything is smaller and you need to park and everything, and it's way better for the environment. But like with a child now, the amount of things that you have to pack into those mini cars, along with the baby, along with the car seat. I mean, sometimes I'm like, could we not just have a bit of extra space in here?
Yeah, I mean, it's so rare that you'll see big cars in France on the streets, especially in Paris, where you have just so much traffic in general. And so here, it's like smaller is better. But yeah, if you have a family started and everything, it's like you need all the space.
Yeah. And the final one for transportation, American roads or route française.
This one for me is kind of tricky. Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, really?
And I like in France that even though the roads are smaller, there's like less lanes, things change very quickly.
Okay, so I'm gonna say American roads because it's more like perpendicular, and then it's easier to go places. Like if you say, okay, 2 blocks to the right, and then continue 3 blocks, and then that's where your destination is.
Yes, of course.
It's really easy to explain, but you try to explain someone how to get somewhere on these French roads, it's like impossible, because all the roads were made for like carriages and just pedestrians back in the day, and they weren't made for cars. Like America, made for cars. Alright guys, if you made it this far, thanks for watching part 1. I ended up breaking it into 2 different parts. But exciting news, I made a video with Kate for her channel, and it's really funny. It's 2 Americans trying to say the most difficult French words, and we died laughing. So I'm going to link that one down below, so go check that one out, and I'll see you soon for part 2. So, à la prochaine. Ciao, ciao for now. With a good guest friend.
Hello.
Did that sound weird? I was like, I didn't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's me. No, you're fine.
I was like, I'm a guest at your place, and I was like, this is my guest. So weird.
No, what it is, it's your channel.
Okay, let's redo that.
I'm totally your guest.